Alright, what's going on guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Wizard101 video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at two cards that can break the entire game currently in Wizard101. They aren't working as intended right now and they're doing more damage than they're supposed to. So I want to quickly brief over these two cards and give you guys my opinions and thoughts and how exactly are these cards broken. So watch all the way through and you guys can see my opinions and thoughts regarding this whole thing. So if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Join the Discord if you guys haven't. There's been so many people joining the Discord, so literally means a lot. So I think we're like at 635 members at the time I'm recording this. So thank you to all the people that have been joining. It does mean a lot. So let's get into what cards are exactly broken. Of course, judging by the thumbnail, you would already know what cards are broken, but Incendiate and Bottom Path Troll is busted right now. First, let's talk about Incendiate. Now, of course, I love Incendiate, you love Incendiate, we all love Incendiate. There hasn't been a time someone's saying that they don't like Incendiate, unless you're doing the solo fight in you know, unless you're doing the solo fight in Wallaroo.
We'll see. Good lord, what? Is that Incendiate? Incendiate? Oh my gosh.
That is a completely different scenario, of course. But we're talking about just the Incendiate card as a whole. Now, if you look at the card Incendiate, on the description, it says it does 2 times multiplier. Meaning, if I have a dot and let's just use Scald, for example, because we always use Scald, right? That's the whole point of Scald, Incendiate. Now, whenever you do Scald, it should be doing double the damage it should be doing. So instead of doing 535 a round or whatever it is, it will do double that. But currently right now, instead of Scald getting hit with Incendiate for 2 times multiplier, it's doing double that. So Incendiate is making it so it's 4 times instead of 2 times. So the reason why I know about this is because it's existed since the release of Wallaroo, meaning it's been in the thing for a while, it's been in the game, people knew about it, they just didn't really talk about it. Now, I knew it existed, but I just was like, oh, maybe it's just something else at hand. I thought it was going to get fixed, but it's still busted at the moment because you're doing more damage than intended to on all these bosses. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Incendiate, but if it's doing 4 times then the amount of damage, we have a problem. Because even when farming Freddy, for example, the math ain't mathin', right? Of course, whenever you show the calculations and stuff like that and doing more damage than I'm supposed to, it's definitely not the right thing. And it's the same thing with Troll. If we look at Troll, what it does is it gambits a shield depending on how many shields you have, and it caps out at 2. So for example, if I hit somebody with the Troll and there's a dot on that player, right? For example, we have Basilisk here to basically show that. Now, the enemy already got hit with 1 round of those dots, and what Basilisk does, it does 750 a round. And now this is with no gear that gives any sort of stat boost towards my Basilisk or my Troll, so it's literally just straight up, you can see the damage difference. And what that does is that whenever Troll has the condition met, so meaning if I have a shield on me, what it'll do is it'll detonate that dot that is on the player depending on how many shields I have. So if I have 1 shield, it'll do 25% increase, and if I have 2 shields, it'll do 50 increase, which is normal. And what it should be doing is 750 damage to the player, but instead it's doing 1125. And you can check this by doing the math yourself by looking at the Troll card and looking at the damage that's being implemented on this player. So this affects PvP players as well. So it's not just PvE players. Of course, Incendiate you can't really use in PvP at all. So the Incendiate doesn't affect players. But in PvP, using something like Troll can get you a slight advantage in PvP. Don't know how much, because of course, me myself, I don't do PvP to the extent like people have. You don't see me running around with the Warlord tag. So I can't really say for that scenario. But when it comes to dots, if you're not clearing off those dots, you surely are going to get nuked by somebody who knows what they're doing with troll, because it's doing more damage than intended. So people are definitely going to abuse this in PvP. There's probably people who have, and just no one has realized the exact damage. And it doesn't have to be with Basilisk. Basilisk is just one prime example. Imagine if someone had like Inferno Salamander or some type of other dot. Now the troll thing with the glitch, it doesn't work on dots that are deferred, meaning if I use, for example, the Divam spell and I use a troll, it will do the regular amount that it's supposed to with the troll, right? It's doing the exact number, like if you do the math and you just do the, you know, if you do the multiplication, you can see that it's doing the correct number. But for some reason, it only affects dots. This bug is only working with dots. So if I did incendiate with the, for example, Hero of Chrysalis or anything like that, it would do the intended amount what it's supposed to be. So it just times it by 2. But if, for example, if I use a dot like Scald or any other dot that exists in the game, it will do 4 times if it's incendiate, and if it's if it's a troll, it will do more than it's intended to. So seeing that it's doing 1.5 per shield is actually kind of broken right now, and it definitely needs to get fixed. And I'm surprised no one has made a video regarding it, and people have just been using this and abusing this, whether it be in PvP. And I mean, in PvE it doesn't really matter. I mean, incendiate will just kill your enemy regardless, because we love incendiate. I just pray that they don't nerf incendiate to the ground. Keep it at a 2 times multiplier, but just it should not be doing 4 times multiplier. I think that we can all be in agreement of that, because that's not the intended amount that it's supposed to be doing. But even with incendiate just doing you know, regular 2 times, you're still killing normal bosses, because if you're just doing the math, you know how much incendiate regularly does. And if you do the calculations depending on how many blades you have or what feints or backdraft, etc., right, you'll know how much you need to do when it comes to that. So I'm hoping KI looks into this and sees what's the problem here, because I feel like this can get out of hand. And it doesn't work. This glitch does not work with like detonate or any other spell that has like just a regular detonate per se. Like if a card has like, oh, a hit and detonate, or a detonate into something else, like for example like Krampus will detonate the dot and do something else, it won't increase the damage of it. It'll just do whatever's intended. But anything that does have like an increased multiplier on it, so for example like Troll or Incendiate, it will break the game and do double than what it's intended. So this has only happened with Wallaroo coming out. It hasn't happened before. Like before, Incendiate was doing the correct amount and Troll was doing the correct amount. But with the introduction to Wallaroo and all these things, for some reason Troll and Incendiate got buffed in when they're not supposed to. I mean, I'm pretty sure KI does not like Incendiate. Or so I don't think they would want to just randomly buff it per se. But definitely it's doing 4 times instead of 2 times, and the math shows it, right? If you do the math yourself and you know how to do your calculations, you know that something is up, and people were able to see this, and some people are winning matches because of it when it comes to PvP. So be on the lookout for people using Troll. Be on the lookout for, I mean, PvE, I mean, it's just bots. But I guess PvP players have to be on the lookout for someone just using Troll. But if they're just doing like Hero of Chrysalis or like using a just dot, like a deferred dot with Troll, it doesn't do anything. It's not, they're not getting any sort of value when it comes to like it being bugged. It will only work on dots. So that's why I used you know, Basilisk as an example, because it does do a stun and you can do double, you know, you can do more damage than you're intended to while that opponent is stunned. But you can use this with any other example in the game, like I said, Salamander or other cards. So that's about it. Just thought I'd toss out this information for today. Back to the normal schedule for tomorrow. We'll probably do a key boss video tomorrow, or it'll be me talking about something else. So be on the lookout for tomorrow's video, of course. But that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me talking about this issue, and just be on the lookout, like I said. So join the Discord down below if you guys haven't, especially subscribe. I do appreciate all the people that have been subscribing, and you know, follow the Twitch channel if you guys haven't. I do try to stream whenever I get the chance. And you know, I usually prep my videos via Twitch, so sometimes I do get help from the viewers, and I appreciate that. So that is it, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.